the dinner is going to go as follows. Our ambassador is going to give an introductory remarks, and then we will have Olson from the U.S. State Department, who is going to be joining Ambassador Bernitsas in Athens, Deputy Chief of Mission, and she will deliver her keynote address. Then we're going to have dinner. And then we will proceed recognizing Alex Fotakidis and CBC partners for his contribution to Greek economy and Greek society. I'd like to thank you all very much for a great day today. It's been a long day, but it's been an amazing day. So what I'd like to say is thank you to you for making it happen in such a terrific way. Without any further delay, I would kindly ask our ambassador, Ms. Alexandra Papadopoulou, to take the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bernitsas, and thank you all for being here tonight. And of course, I will speak on behalf of, I would say Greek Americans, because I consider myself to a great extent Greek American, to welcome the ministers from Athens who are here to talk with us and speak to us and explain to us the way the Greek economy is going forward and the investment opportunities that the new Greece presents to investors, Greek American and non-Greek American alike. I don't want to go into economics and into figures, economical figures and statistics, and I think there were people more qualified than myself to speak about that. And the whole day, this was all we spoke about. I want to stress the political underpinnings of this economic relationship, because figures are wonderful and Greece is doing great, as you heard. And despite the dire circumstances, political circumstances around the world, the Greek economy still presents a lot of opportunities. But nothing is on very stable ground unless the political underpinnings are there. And the political underpinnings in this case is the relationship between Greece and the United States of America. This is a long story. This is a family story. This is a story that went through ups and downs, and like in every family had its difficult times, it's painful times. But nevertheless, one should never forget that Greece and the United States were always on the same side of history. We never fought against each other, and despite occasional hiccups, we were there for each other. Today, this relationship is based on something that in today's world is all the more precious, which is our values. Of course, it was always a relationship based on values, but these values were not as challenged and threatened as they are today. And in these circumstances, the oldest democracy of the world can teach a lot to the world and to the youngest and most powerful democracy of our times. Greece and the United States we're together because we share the same principles, and sharing the same principles and fighting for the same values, we have the same interests. Greece is located in a volatile part of the world, which is Eastern Mediterranean. And when we speak about Eastern Mediterranean, we have to use the term in its widest form, all the way from the Gulf to the Balkans and to the Caucasus. And this is an area that sometimes they hear here in the United States a lot of voices saying, oh, pivot to China, Russia, so many other areas of the world. But Eastern Mediterranean is the pin that keeps all together. Its geography, its location, location, location. And this is a difficult part of the world, where a lot of forces are fighting each other, a lot of malign forces are working, and there you have three democracies. Greece, Cyprus, and Israel. And with the addition of the United States, we have the scheme 3+1, which started from energy, but now it's expanding to a lot of sectors, you name them: innovation, defense, climate change, environmental causes, creating a very close form of cooperation, which is flexible, which means that you can add other countries, like-minded countries in the region, to join with us in promoting what we all work for: peace, stability, and security in the region. based on the international law, principles of international law, our own values, our own principles, and our shared interests. The situation in Ukraine, the invasion, the Russian invasion in Ukraine, has highlighted exactly what Greece has been saying for a long time, the value of Eastern Mediterranean for the stability of the entire world. And it showed off the value of Eastern Mediterranean, not only in strategic and political terms, but also in energy terms. And energy, apart from an economic factor, is also a security factor. And I would say it's more of a security factor than an economic factor. So the newest chapter in the Greek-US relationship is about energy and the ambition and the ability of Greece to serve as an energy hub that helps Europe to diversify its energy resources. I know Mr. Georgios talks a lot and knows a lot about LNG infrastructure in our part of the world, the interconnectors between Greece and its northern neighbors, the importance of keeping these neighbors who politically are rather unstable attached to Greece, which is a stable NATO and EU democracy, and also the importance of Greece, and especially the port of Alexandra, in order to provide Europe with energy stability. In the last couple of years, this very close political relationship between Greece and the United States has been advanced because we have the upgrading of the MDCA, the Mutual Defense and Cooperation Agreement, after many, many years. The new agreement provides for so many more areas of cooperation in the defense fields. Of course, we have the new technology agreement that helps, science and technology agreement that helps companies from both sides of the Atlantic to work together, and also the political relations between the leaders of the two countries is very close. And in this, I have to underline and praise the role of the Greek-American community and the American Congress. I just wanted to give you an outline of the importance of the Greek-American relationship, which is the basis on which all of you can work in order to invest in Greece and feel secure, because Greece is a stable democracy, member of NATO, EU, with a judicial system that works, with guarantees for your money, with guarantees of freedom of expression, freedom of media, and all of us thought that these were given, but they are not as given as we thought they are. So we all have to defend them, we all have to appreciate them, and Greece and the United States are working together exactly in order to defend them. And this is the context in which the Greek approach to the Ukrainian crisis should be read, that Greece is at the forefront of the fight for democracy, human rights, and rule of law. In the next couple of months, there will be a big change in the American Embassy in Athens. The American Embassy in Athens, the Ambassador Payet, has been very instrumental in this deepening of the relationship between the two countries. But the new ambassador is going, a great friend, a person of very known qualities, very dynamic, and I can call on a personal level my friend. He's going to go there and not only continue the work of Ambassador Payet, but maybe make this relationship between Greece and the United States even stronger, because Ambassador Tsounis has the ability and the privilege to know both countries very well. But there will be another change in the American Embassy in Athens, and this is Maria Olson, who is going to go as DCM. We know Maria Olson for quite some time because she was the head of the Greek desk at the State Department. She's a fine colleague, a wonderful lady, a knowledgeable person, and we're very, very happy to welcome her in Greece and maybe listen to her to speak about her vision and the State Department's vision about the Greek-US relations. Thank you.
With all of you today. And I was telling the minister who I'm sitting next to that he's a tough act to follow. The speech at lunch was wonderful, as was the speech of Mr. Bourla. And it's really been my pleasure to get to know so many of you this afternoon and to see all of you here tonight. Thank you very much for Capital Link. As Alexandra mentioned, I'm the director of the office that's responsible for policy as it relates to Greece at the State Department. I also have responsibility for Cyprus, Malta, and Turkey. I'm very excited to assume my new role this summer, working with George at the U.S. Embassy in Greece, where I will be the Deputy Chief of Mission. So the theme of today's forum, A New Era, A New Direction for Greece, captures the great strides that Greece has made in the last several years. For more than 200 years, our two countries have been inspired by one another as democracies with shared values and a shared commitment to peace, prosperity, rule of law, and human rights. We're proud NATO allies devoted to the alliance and its purpose of guaranteeing freedom and security for its members. Thanks to a lot of hard work, including by many people in this room, U.S.-Greece relations are really at an all-time high, with opportunities for even greater cooperation in the coming era. So thank you to all of you for doing your part. I've heard so many stories today about the things that you're working on and the opportunities that you're looking to. And bravo, let's keep the good work going. For the United States, Greece is a pillar of stability and is working to positively shape events in the Eastern Mediterranean and in the Western Balkans. A top official in the State Department, Toria Newland, visited Athens last week, and it was an opportunity to highlight U.S.-Greek cooperation and the fact that Greece plays a very critical role defending NATO's southeastern flank. And just last October, Secretary of State Blinken had the pleasure of hosting the Foreign Minister of Greece, Nikos Dendias, for the third U.S.-Greek strategic dialogue. This event was a day-long session where high-level officials had a chance to talk on a whole host of topics. It was a very long list: regional developments, defense, security cooperation, trade, investment, energy, environment, humanitarian challenges, disaster response after the terrible wildfires of last summer, law enforcement, counterterrorism, and people-to-people ties, which is what we're all doing here tonight. As part of that strategic dialogue, as the ambassador mentioned, the United States and Greece signed an update to our mutual defense cooperation agreement. And today our defense relationship is stronger than ever, and U.S. and Greek forces continue to enhance their interoperability. Greece itself has advanced our shared regional interests of peace, stability, prosperity in the Western Balkans and the Eastern Mediterranean. The Prespa Agreement unlocked the potential for Greece's leadership in the Western Balkans, and we commend Greece for its strong support for launching EU accession negotiations for North Macedonia and Albania. We also very much appreciate Greece's strong support for the EU-facilitated dialogue between Belgrade and Pristina, as well as for its efforts to strengthening bilateral ties with Kosovo. This leadership is essential for advancing the region's political and economic development and for completing its Western integration, goals that have taken on even greater import given current challenges to European security and shared values. In the face of Russia's brutal, unprovoked, and unjustified war, we congratulate Greece on its leadership as it relates to Ukraine, its immediate political, security, and humanitarian support, and additionally its contributions to facing Europe's energy challenges. Foreign Minister Dendias' recent visit to Odessa further demonstrated Greece's unwavering support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Greece's support for the United Nations General Assembly resolutions condemning Russia's war of aggression and suspending Russia from the UN Human Rights Council also demonstrated Greece's leadership in holding Russia to account. The effects of Putin's war of choice aren't restricted to Ukraine and Russia. It has ripple effects around the world. It calls into question security and prosperity for all countries on issues ranging from the sovereignty and the territorial integrity of independent states, human rights, energy, food security, and the rules-based international order. That's why the United States is committed to working with Greece and our other partners and allies around the world to stand united and defend the democratic values we hold dear and the rules-based international order. Putin's war also highlights the importance of regional efforts that the ambassador alluded to, such as the 3+ regional efforts that enhance cooperation and regional stability, such as the 3+1 mechanism with the Republic of Cyprus, Greece, and Israel, who share our democratic values. Secretary Blinken has spoken about this 3+1 multiple times in his calls and his meetings with the leaders of these countries, and we support the efforts of Cyprus, Greece, and Israel in shaping multilateral dialogues that promote greater cooperation on energy and economic issues between our countries. And we're committed to further deepening and strengthening this cooperation. The United States also commends Greece for renewed senior leader engagement with Turkey to reduce tensions. We've come a long way from the very difficult summer of 2020, thanks to Greece's steady hand and able diplomacy. Moreover, it's critical that as allies we all focus together on the significant challenges Putin's war in Ukraine present to all of us. Just as Greece's increased regional diplomatic engagement is welcome, so too is its climate leadership. These efforts fit perfectly into the theme of this gathering, a new era, a new direction for Greece. As the greatest challenges and opportunities of the 21st century come clearly into focus, we're grateful to have a partner in Greece with whom we can work together on the climate crisis, the green economy, as well as on emerging technologies and the digital economy. We're also encouraged by Greece's ambitious and achievable goals of phasing out lignite plants by 2028, decarbonizing its vast maritime sector, and launching the Green Island Initiative. Decarbonization and energy development are at the forefront of President Biden's international energy policy, and we are pleased that the United States private sector is taking a closer look at how it can engage in areas in Greece. For example, last year, a U.S. company called Amoresco, in partnership with Greece's Public Power Cooperation and Resinvest, launched the Kaserakis wind park on the island of Kefalonia. This project is Amoresco's first overseas wind project completed in Europe and will offset 22,000 tons of CO2 annually. Another U.S. company, 547 Energy, in consultation with Greek renewables group Enteka, is currently on track to build a 315-megawatt wind farm in Bermeo. The project will be the largest wind farm in Greece and would be an example to the region of what is possible. Also this year, we've seen great strides from Link Charging Company and Eunice Energy Group, which are working on launching a nationwide network of charging stations for electric cars. In Boeotia, General Electric has provided high-efficiency turbines for use at the Aeneos Nikolaios power plant, which will be one of the most efficient power plants in Europe and will facilitate the early closure of Greece's coal plants. GE will also supply these cutting-edge turbines for the Kopoulou Group's planned Alexandroupoli natural gas power plant, which will be co-owned by North Macedonia. The United States is also broadly supportive of Greece's developing hydrogen strategy, an effort that Advent Technologies has shown a keen interest in through its participation in the White Dragon project. The transition to greener energy around the world presents opportunities for us to collaborate on creating a supportive regulatory environment, adapting current technology and innovating future technologies to bring us closer to our climate and energy goals. We're thankful for Greece's focus on these issues and encourage it to continue fostering regional cooperation as well, including through mechanisms such as the Southeast Europe Energy Forum and the 3+1. Of course, energy security and diversification are also key factors that guide U.S. energy policy. We see Greece as an invaluable partner. The Trans-Adriatic Pipeline and the Revithusa LNG terminal have helped Greece and other regional partners diversify their sources of gas. Today, the United States accounts for almost half of Greece's LNG imports. Greece will have increased energy options following the completion of the floating storage regasification unit, affectionately known as the FSRU, at Alexandra, expected to go online in 2023. Greater connectivity among Greece and its neighbors can help to diversify energy supply routes to balance variability of renewable resources and to keep energy prices down. And interconnectors are another area where Greece's regional energy role is growing. For example, the upcoming completion of the interconnector Greece-Bulgaria and plans for the North Macedonia-Greece interconnector will benefit Greece's regional neighbors with the potential to supply more of Eastern Europe, including Ukraine and Moldova. On the economic front, bilateral trades in goods and services totaled $6.1 billion last year, with U.S. exports to Greece totaling $2.7 billion. One major success story over the last year has been how both public and private sectors have helped fuel that economic recovery and increase our country's economic cooperation. On the digitalization front, an American company, Digital Realty, acquired Greece's largest data center operator, Lambda Helix, in 2020. Since the acquisition, the company is investing a huge amount in 2 new data centers that will triple the company's capabilities and enable it to provide services to more companies in Greece and throughout the Eastern Mediterranean. Also, as was mentioned at lunch today, Amazon Web Services, or AWS, opened its first office in Athens to support the country's economic transition to the AWS cloud, an effort that will help lower IT costs across industries and grow existing organizations. Meanwhile, Microsoft continues to advance its GR for Growth initiative as it builds new data centers in Athens to establish Microsoft Cloud in the region. And this afternoon, we talked a little bit about how Microsoft also plans to skill many Greek citizens in digital technology through online seminars and courses, a move which would position Greece as a digital leader in the EU. The list goes on. Cisco opened a digital transformation and skills center in Thessaloniki and announced the launch of its country digital acceleration program, a framework that will support Greece's transition through the digitalization and security of public sector services, the development of hybrid learning models for schools, cybersecurity training, and the digitalization of port infrastructure to support resilience in the maritime industry. The government reforms in Greece are also enhancing U.S.-Greece economic ties in other ways. Greece completed in 2021 a multi-year effort to reform its film incentive package. And since the wholesale redesign of that program, Daniel Craig and Kate Hudson completed filming Knives Out 2 in Porto Kili, Disney proceeded with filming a movie about the life of NBA champion Giannis and Milwaukee Bucks. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm almost to the end. And the American production company Millennium Film Barracuda, which stars Antonio Banderas. And finally, Apple TV filmed in Greece the new season of its international Emmy award-winning show, Tehran. And of course, there's Pfizer, and we heard from Mr. Borla this afternoon. So with all of this, and with all of you, and all of the work that you're doing, I can say with certainty that the United States and Greece continue to deepen our cooperation. Of course, the insecurity and the instability in Europe have brought new challenges, but really the fundamentals of our excellent relationship are sound. Over the last few years, our shared national interests moved Greece and the United States closer together, both politically and economically. And I'm here to confirm for you tonight that the United States sees Greece as an indispensable partner. I encourage all of you to continue investing in our bilateral relationship and consider the issues and the industries of today and tomorrow that will bring both countries success. It's been an honor and a privilege to be here with all of you tonight to speak to you, and I look forward to seeing the U.S.-Greek bilateral relationship reach new heights. Thank you very much.
I'm not going to say a lot about Alex because we have two people who are going to introduce him. I will only say one thing. I got to know Alex recently, and I would like to say that part of his greatness, in my mind, is his humility. So there is greatness in humility. Given the position he has, the decisions that he has made, Alex is really, I think, a wonderful person to know, and we are delighted and honored that he accepted actually to be with us today. As we all know, CVC Partners is one of the largest, if not the largest investor in Greece right now. What counts very much is that this vote of confidence has been given during a difficult time and has been given in an expanded way. I think there's more to come. So Alex is going to elaborate. I would like to invite Notis Bernitsas to say a few things about Alex, and then I will invite Georgios Papadimitriou from EY to take his own remarks. So, Notis, please.
Thank you very much. We have had the privilege of working with Alex Fotakidis for several years. During that time, I have come to know and value him as a firm believer in the capabilities of the Greek people and the potential of the country's economy. My partners and I have worked with Alex while he has led the significant and ambitious investments which CVC made in Greece. He has always been a calm, confident leader, a steady pilot who knows how to navigate a storm as if he's sailing through the calmest of seas. Alex is a deal maker, highly skilled negotiator, always one step ahead of the game, ready to rise to any challenge, and the first to bridge differences. He has gained my immeasurable respect in the way he represents CVC to institutions such as the Bank of Greece, the competition authorities, and our counterparts, guiding developments with his steady common sense approach. I have no doubt that Alex's commitment, adaptability, and drive have been the catalyst to the success of CVC's investments in Greece. Regardless of the roadblocks we encounter, the long hours and endless talks, he remains positive and upright. Alex Fotakidis is a remarkable professional, but also a remarkable person. He is a steadfast proponent of Greece, committed to his firm's success and his country's welfare and development through responsible and meaningful investments. His enthusiasm for the next big project is infectious, and I look forward to many adventures together in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgios. Thank you very much. And now we kindly ask Georgios Papadimitriou from EY, who is also the sponsor of the match, to come and introduce Alex. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one can only admire Alex Fotakidis' remarkable career and achievements. Alex is no ordinary fund manager. He is a man who could always see opportunities where others would believe otherwise and take challenges head on. Some would say that he's a risk taker par excellence, but I would argue that he's a man who can identify perceived risks as opposed to actual risks and turn them into opportunities. He is also a man who has given one of the most resounding votes of confidence in the Greek economy and its prospects over the last few years. It is no exaggeration to say that he has, through his work at CVC single-handedly, done much to place Greece once again on the map as an investment destination. CVC Capital Partners is by far the largest single private equity investor in the country, with investments so far valued at approximately €2 billion in equity, in companies with total headcount of 20,000 people. Most recently, the acquisition of the Hellenic Insurance received regulatory approval, opening the way for the completion of one more deal. CVC is also reviving and drastically transforming the sectors in which they have been investing, known more so than the Greek dairy and health industries, helping them scale up and setting the foundations for them to realize their potential and become truly global players in their respective fields. Alex and CVC have made no secret of the fact that they have great confidence in the potential of the Greek economy and are always on the lookout to further invest to support its sustainable recovery and growth in the very near future. To give everyone a better perspective of the impact of such moves, please allow me to run some numbers. At EY, we have been monitoring investor perceptions of Greece as an investment destination through our annual attractiveness survey and have clearly seen the dramatic improvement in the investment climate, with our country featuring among the 10 most attractive European investment destinations for 2021. 62% of participants in our survey report that their perception of Greece as an investment destination has improved in 2020, and 75% believe it will improve further over the next 3 years. But the change is also reflected in actual investment figures, and we have seen how Greece has climbed up in FDI. However, having said all that, it's important to remember that CVC first decided to invest in Greece back in 2016, at a time when, as we all remember, it was not at all an obvious thing to do, and naysayers were far too many. So Alex has clearly opened the way for what has happened since. Speaking to Alex, you realize that as a person responsible for CVC Greek portfolio, he feels a huge responsibility for its stakeholders. If you ask Alex why they invested in these companies, he will tell you that they saw good companies and good management teams and wanted to give them the ability to unlock their potential to become even better, even stronger, both in Greece and beyond. Put simply, their motto at CVC is build better businesses. And this is clearly what Greece needs today if it is to transform its economy and compete effectively in global markets. It's worth noting that in the process, CVC have also brought back very strong Greek executives from abroad, contributing thus in the brain regain effort of our country. On a more personal note, you will probably know that Alex was based in London for almost 25 years, and it was on the morning of the Brexit vote in June 2016 that he decided to give Greece yet another vote of confidence and set in motion his Athens 2020 project, deciding to move with his family in the country. One of his favorite activities is cycling, which he took up 16 years ago when he joined CVC and started cycling to and from the office every day. He credits this as helping him start the day every morning with a clear mind and optimistic attitude, and it also helped him clear his mind every night and detox before getting home to his lovely wife, Marilisa. The good news is that since the official opening of CVC Athens office last summer, he's back on his bike and cycling to and from work every day. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Alex Fotakidis for his 2021 Capital Hellenic.
Alex, please come with me. Let me share the bad news, if you don't mind. want to
Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here. Thank you, Noti. Thank you so much, Noti and George, for the perfect intros. I guess there's not much more to say. You did a really good job. Maybe if I can take a few minutes just to give you my perspective, and I promise it's only going to be a few minutes. At CBC, our mission is to help entrepreneurs and management teams build better businesses by investing in sustainable growth plans, supporting M&A, and promoting a culture of continuous operational and ESG improvement. We are delighted to have been able to invest more than 1.5 billion of equity in Greece in the last 5 years, supporting leading businesses including Hellenic Healthcare Group, Scrooge, HONOREE, Levatia, Dodoni, Ethnic Insurance, and Public Power Corporation. These are great businesses run by excellent managers. Indeed, one of Greece's main advantages is its human capital. Our country has well-educated and entrepreneurial workforce, often with international experience, and this provides a strong basis to create value and drive innovation. And after almost a decade of brain drain, we are now firmly in the phase of brain gain, with many Greek professionals, myself included, but also some of you in this room, who have now returned to Greece. And at the same time, more and more multinationals are opening offices in Greece and expanding their operations, which is further attracting talent. It is great to see the likes of PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, E&Y, Hill, doubling and tripling their workforces. However, we also have to accept that there will be challenges and obstacles along the way, as we're experiencing right now with the war in Ukraine and the knock-on effects. As shareholders, we always have a responsibility to protect our portfolio companies and support them to come out of such crises stronger and healthier. So now is the time to really roll up our sleeves, and we're doing it on the ground in Greece every day. Greece is one of 25 countries globally where CBC has a local office and a local team. We have a long-term commitment to invest in the country, and we will continue playing a positive role as a responsible investor, supporting leading Greek companies and their management teams to deliver on ambitious business plans. Going forward, I think we also need some changes in mindset, and allow me to share a few of them with you now. We need more women and more diversity in leadership. Not only in business, in general. We need less ego and more teamwork. And we need to listen. I am a better listener today than I was 5 years ago. In fact, today I listened to all the speakers and panelists at the forum, and I learned something. We need to listen to our partners, our managers, our employees, our customers, our suppliers, and also the local communities around the businesses. Only this way will we make truly informed decisions that will have a long-lasting and hopefully positive impact. So I am incredibly grateful to be here this evening with friends and colleagues who share common goals and a common vision for Greece. And all I can do is promise you that I will honor this award by continuing to work passionately and productively in Greece. Thank you.